Want to know who you kind of look like now that
Who do I look like now that?
I'll always love you. Sorry.
New video. Just went live, guys. But that was like a day ago, so this is in the future. So right now, guys, I'm heading over to the mall and I have to go pick up Dane. Yeah. It's so cold, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Look at that Look at it. Ah, sheesh. Ah, good job. I need to have like a ring light right here so I constantly have good lighting when I vlog when it's nighttime, because it gets dark at like 4:30 now. Like right now it's 4:57. 4:57, guys, and that's what it looks like. And the camera is on the lowest setting. Alrighty, guys. We've just arrived. We're at the mall. Fuck, I wanna die!
Tomorrow.
You know who you kind of look like now that I think about it?
You wanna know what's funny? The mic's probably not even on.
It is on. I made sure I turned it on, buddy. Want to know who you kind of look like now that
Who do I look like now that...
You look like the main character from Meet the Robinsons.
You wanna know who you look like?
Who?
You look like my big toe.
Yo, look at me.
Go to hell.
Yeah.
Alright, so after brainstorming for what seemed like an hour, me and Dane figured out what we're gonna do. We figured it out. So originally we were going to go to a place called the Cement Factory. We were going to drop off 2 spare frames that I have. I have 2 broken spare frames that were just sitting in my garage waiting to be abused. We were going to go do that, but unfortunately, as you guys can see, it's absolutely downpouring. So yeah, it's a pretty day out. So Dane has to be dropped off at home around 1 o'clock. Right now it's 12:43, so either way we weren't going to have time to do it. Dane has to go hang out with his boyfriend, and then after that,
Hilarious.
after that, you know, we're just gonna see where the day takes us, guys. So I'll see you guys then.
Don't let anybody tell you who you can and can't love.
Would you just look at that tool? Just look at him. So if you guys watched my last video, you guys already know that today is going to be a Q&A based video. So with that being said, I posted an Instagram photo. I made it clear in the last video that I was going to be doing a Q&A, and I got a ton of questions. Some are inappropriate and some are absolutely absurd, and some are just like the most stupidest questions. Like some people ask me like, do you ride BMX? Like no I don't. This is not a BMX channel. I have bike frames back there that I was going to plan a video with. So the first question is from Logan__BMX. He asks, how TF did you get so good at photography? Well, a long time ago when I was about 14 years old, I think I've told you guys a story, but my dad's a wedding photographer, and I kind of went with him to a few weddings. This is like my first job, as you would say, but I went with him for a few weddings, assisting him. I carried his tripods, the weight on his back. I really carried pretty much everything for him. Got the gist of BMX. Yeah, I got the gist of BMX. Yeah, like my dad rode BMX. No, I got the gist of photography through him, and I just kind of sprung up out of it on my own, and I rolled with it. Like I think it's fun. I love it. If you guys are in fact wondering, I like videography way more than photography. It's just the fact that I'm better at photography, so I have to do it more. You get what I'm saying? PL2NT asked, how does one acquire so much clout as Ryan Needle? Honestly, I would love to tell you guys, but I can't. The clout gods are they're very strict on who has the most clout nowadays. Next question is from Luke_Elter_. He said 4 or 3 pegs. 4 because I ride 4. Next question is from Gabe_Fuller_. He says, how long did it take you to learn tail whips? Well. Tail whips, I tried them for about 3 months, but it wasn't like a serious like, ooh, try it really hard. It was like, all right, maybe like try 1 or 2 times during a session. Like it wasn't really like a legit try. It was just like messing around. Around this time 1 year ago, one day I padded up a lot. I bore a whole bunch of braces. I did the whole 9 yards. And then I went to the local flyout. That was probably the best flyout I could ever learn them on. And I pretty much just hucked it. Literally spent like probably like 3 hours on it. And then like all of a sudden like it just clicked. Like I did a no footer and just the feet just went on, and I was like, I just did a tail whip. With every BMX trick, it's just all about commitment. You guys really need to learn like the fact how BMX isn't so much about technique, some tricks. It's more about just commitment. And if you really don't care about your health and you really have a lot of commitment, then you will do good in BMX. A lot of people ask the question, what is the hardest or best BMX trick I can do? And like literally, there's probably like 5 comments like Scott Nickel, Pevel, period, dot, 4 or 5, whatever. Like, a lot of people ask me, so I'm not going to include everybody. But the hardest trick I've tried is definitely a 3-whip. 3-whips are incredibly terrifying, and they're huge, and I tried them a few times, and I always crucify myself. But the hardest trick I've done is a 180 whip. I have yet to catch one on film, but I've landed a total of 3. It's super hard with a cassette. I can land on my pedals on a cassette. I just can never fake it out, ever. And the best BMX trick I can do, it's probably either a 180 whip or a truck driver. Like, that's really like the only cool tricks I can do. I bet you I could do a backflip. If I spent like a 1 day just straight hucking backflips in a foam I just sent on Resi, it would probably be a backflip too. Like, I know I can backflip. I know it. So we're going to bring it to YouTube really quickly. I'm only going to be asking probably a couple more questions, and I'm going to cap off this video because it's almost Christmas time and I have a few videos I want to film today that are bangers. Alright, so this is a really good question. Mr.Launch, he wants to know, is it easier to do tricks with bigger handlebars or smaller handlebars? Ride what is comfortable. So the first bike I got, I had a DK Cincinnati. Immediately I got 9-inch rise bars, and at the time it was going from an 8-inch rise bars to a 9-inch rise bars, so it was a big inch difference. Then after that, I got rid of that bike and I got a Fit Benny 1. The first thing I ordered was taller handlebars. I think I ordered 10-inch rise bars, or 9.75, somewhere around there. But they were incredibly tall. And then I really was not learning tricks, and my style was really ugly, and it just wasn't happening. And I was like 5'9" at the time. Wasn't really that tall. So then I grew up a little bit, and then as I grew up, I got smaller bars. So I went down to 9.5, I went down to 9. And right now I'm actually running, I think 8.75, 8.5, or 9s. I'm not really entirely sure. But anyways, I'm running about 8.5-inch rise bars right now, or 8.75, and I'm 6'1". So really find what's comfortable. My bars are smaller, but I can do a lot more tricks with them. Like, if I had taller bars, I bet you $3,000 truck drivers would be way more difficult. I bet you $3,000 tail whips would be more difficult because it's higher up. You gotta swing around worse. And on a serious note, I find it way easier to ride with smaller bars. Other people will say differently and think that taller bars help them learn tricks. I think smaller bars, in my opinion. I always look over here when I think, or like I look away when I'm thinking, because that's like, I can't look at this right here and think. It's just not. So Zaya Anguino, I don't know how it's pronounced, but this one has 4 legs, so I have to. She says, what is the worst thing you have ever done? Like break a window or something? Oh. This one time I got kicked out of school when I was in middle school for 1 year. I'm probably going to regret telling you guys this. No, I'm not. I don't really care. Back then, I was really big into fishing. Like today, somebody by the name of John Russo made me like fishing things. Like I still fish to this day. I love fishing. But he made me these awesome woodworking fishing things. And at the time, I was really big into fishing. Also, if you guys want anything locally done, or if you guys live out of state, go check out John Customs Creations. He'll probably make you something along the lines of this. Along the lines of this, and they're sick, guys. Like, these things are awesome. Like, look at these. Anyways, yeah, shout out to John's Custom Creations, because those things are fucking dope. Anyways, a little placing of the product. As I was saying, the worst thing I've done, back in middle school, I brought a knife to school on accident. Like I said, I was big into fishing, so having a pocket knife on you while fishing was very much needed. You know, some people may say, hey, you don't really need a knife when you're fishing. And, you know, just like my principal said, and my vice principal, and a lot of the school board attendants said, oh, I go fishing all the time, and I never use a knife. And then there's other people that say, yeah, you need a knife when you're fishing. Anyways, back at the time, I had a pair of jeans that I went fishing with like on Sunday, and I had the knife in my pocket. It went through the wash. It was like a Bear Grylls Gerber knife. Like, it was literally like this big. It was just for like cutting line and like anything like that. And it went through the wash, and I wore the same pair of jeans Tuesday, because I went through the wash Monday. I wore it Tuesday, and then somehow it fell out of my pockets because it was skinny jeans. It fell out of my pocket in English class. It fell right on the floor, and that's when my heart absolutely sank. And it was right in front of the teacher because I was handing in an essay, and I was just So then obviously the principal was called, everybody was called, and then a whole bunch of rumors were called. And you know, they had students that was on the school bus write little notes saying like the incidents, or like witnesses to the incident. And they had kids from like everybody in the school had to write one. Like there were some kids saying like I was trying to stab somebody. There were some kids saying like I was threatening them in the bathroom. And then some kids were saying like I was I don't know, they were just saying some crazy things. Like this one girl that lives in my neighborhood, that she went on the bus, she said, I was on the bus and he was waving it around, cutting the seats open in this, and I'm like, I can't do that. Yeah, it was very frustrating at the time, but they let me back into school like 3 months later because I'm pretty sure they kind of understood my story afterwards. But during that whole entire incident, they're like, oh, I go fishing all the time. I don't carry a knife and this, that. And it's like some 40-year-old female vice principal lady, and she literally cakes her face in makeup, and she doesn't look like that outdoorsy person that goes fishing, but she claims that she goes fishing all the time and she doesn't need a knife. No stereotyping here, guys, but I'm just saying she did not look like the girl that fished. Could be wrong, could be wrong. So on that note, guys, that's going to conclude this video. Unfortunately, it wasn't that much of a long one, and I know I said I was gonna make a good Q&A, but stay tuned because all these questions that I had you guys ask me, they're going to be in the next few videos. So with that, I hope you guys are having a happy holiday. I hope you guys' day is going amazing. I have to go clean my computer because this right here is a mess.
Look at that.
I'm not gonna hold you guys any longer. Remember, share it with your friends, share the home, share your dog, share your cat, share your friends, mom, share it with your Uncle Bethany. Uncle Bethany is nowhere out here making videos every day. Also share it with Dylan. We don't want to get a situation with Dylan again. So on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Smoking this up here in the night.